We back here to start some more game on ground from Hungry Hounds. We just got the pound and are ready for the next round. We got some stuff to talk about, man. Some stuff that I heard, some stuff that I read, stuff that I read first, and then stuff that I heard after. You gotta question everything, man. It's just like what I said before. You gotta question everything, because if you don't, you are liable to fall into a trap. Oh, excuse me. Every time, bro, I start live off with the yawn, man. You can't make stuff up. But anyways, yeah, man, we got some stuff to talk about. It's over here talking about my Wi-Fi acting a fool when it shouldn't be. I don't know. I don't know. They find loopholes to get their content. I gotta figure out so I can post it. I don't know, bro. It's like they pick and choose when they want to take stuff down and when they want to leave stuff up. It's goofy. Snoop, Top G, yeah, facts. Uh, the algorithms, the apps, they be picking and choosing when they want to take stuff down and when they want to keep stuff up. And it's like if you just sneak reacted to a clip from TikTok today, a word. But if you like a small account or whatever, and you upload their content, it gets taken down. But no. I can't believe somebody really just said that, bro. This is why we live in a degenerate society. You got people that want to sit around and ask you to act like a robot. People want to sit around and say, hey man, can you act like a robot? Can you act like an AI? Why would I want to act like something that's not alive? Why would I want to pretend like I'm something that was man-made? I'm not man-made. I don't want to be man-made. He said, tell me why I got that shirt on too. We twinning, that's why. But I never understood what is so appealing to acting at like something that is man-made, something that malfunctions, something that shouldn't have been created. And I'm gonna get this person up on over here too, man. Cause you sitting around, you saying things that nobody cares, nobody paying attention to. People always be letting Keisha out, bro. People always be letting Keisha out. What's good, Leila? How was your day? My day been alright. My day been pretty good, pretty chill, pretty regular average day in the regularly scheduled program, man. But it is what it is, you know. Day's over, we're finishing up strong, just like what you're supposed to do, man. A lot of people, they have long days and they get a break and they say, man, I'm done. They say, man, I'm done. I don't want to do it no more. They say, I don't want to do it no more. I'm tired. I hear people all the time, man, I'm tired, man. I can't do this. I can't do that. I'm too tired. Instead of just powering through it. Instead of just working. Instead of just pushing through it. Keeping your head up. Whether you gotta hit yourself in the face, splash some cold water on your face, drink some cold water, whatever the case may be, to get you to wake up, to get you to get a little pep in your step. Whether you gotta drink coffee or whatever. Just do it. Just do it and power through it, man. Because ain't anybody else going to do it for you. You ain't going to get it done. Nothing going to happen. Nothing productive going to happen. If you sit around and you say, man, I'm too tired to do this. I hear people all the time, man, I'm tired, man. I'm going to go to sleep, man. I'm tired, man. I mowed the lawn today, and now I'm tired. I cleaned my house today and now I'm tired. Like, I hear all these different things and it's just like, bro, this is stuff that you just can't make up. The excuses that people give, it's goofy. It really is. It's goofy. Instead of just, and let me tell you something. When you quit halfway, it might in the moment feel good to stop doing it. But later on, you're going to be like, dang, man, I should have just done it anyways. versus powering through it, getting it done, and then chilling out, and then you look back and you're like, man, I did it. It feels good. It feels good when you're able to look back at it and be like, yeah, man, I did it. I powered through it. I didn't stop. I didn't quit. I didn't give up. Because we as humans, we always want something to be prideful about. I appreciate you, Maki, for the rose. Much love and appreciation. But people always want something to be prideful about, no matter what it is. Whether it's a work ethic, whether it's something they have achieved, something they got, maybe it's their car, their house, or whatever. They always want something to be prideful about. But they don't want to have to put in the work to be prideful for it. Appreciate for the mini star. Much love and appreciation. People don't want to put in the work to be prideful for what it is they're trying to produce. And that's a shame. They want to hand it down to them on a silver platter. How can you be prideful in something that you put no work into? How can you be prideful into something that was given to you when you hadn't worked 1 ounce for it? You know, like you see all these rich kids, whatever, grew up with all that money, with daddy's money. They live in a big house. They got nice cars, but they don't appreciate it. They have no pride in it because to them it's their normal everyday stuff. They're used to waking up every day and seeing it. Right out there in the garage. Versus somebody who came up with nothing. They finally get a house. They get the car they've been wanting for a long time. They get a lot of money. They're proud that they got that car. They're proud they got that house. They're proud to show it off because they earned it. They achieved it by way of hard work. A lot of people don't be doing that. A lot of people, man. I've seen people with Lambos and Ferraris and all that stuff. All the high-end luxury cars and stuff too. They'll get out. Sometimes they'll get out and they'll jump on top of the car. They'll screw up their windshield and all that stuff. The reason why they do it is because they don't appreciate what they have. They're not prideful in it. Otherwise, if they were, they'd be scrubbing it every day. They'd be cleaning it, waxing it, shining it, taking care of it, cleaning the rims, all that stuff. But instead, they jumping on their Lambos, cracking their windshields, and all that stuff. They're not appreciative of the things they have because they've never truly had to live without anything. And that's how a lot of these people are, man. That's how a lot of these people are. You gotta have a work ethic to be prideful in what it is you're trying to do. But with that being said, we're gonna move on to the actual topic now. I was just sitting there ranting, raving, but Lil Tay, man, I don't know. I don't be knowing, man. They said Lil Tay was left the earth. They said Lil Tay was gone. Her and her brother. And then I'm hearing that the police don't have no files on record of their passing. FBI don't have no files in their record of them passing. Nobody in the state has any files of them on record of them passing. The only thing I could think of is that it was kept hush. And I'm wondering if it was kept hush, if it happened, because it was something that the parents ended up doing, whether it was intentional or not. Because we know it was her dad and her brother, but I think it was mostly her dad that was pushing her to act the way she was, do the things she was doing, say the things that she was saying. He could have ended up doing something that resulted in her leaving, and they just didn't want to get arrested. They didn't want to get in trouble. They didn't want to do nothing. I don't know. That's the only thing that would make sense to me. If they did leave the earth and they don't have no type of files on record or none of that stuff. If they didn't, on the other hand, something needs to happen. Because there's a difference between, pulling a prank on somebody, whether you're scaring them or whatever the case may be, whatever prank you're pulling on them. A prank is a prank. Now, when you faking your own deletion, that's a whole different story, especially if you're doing it for clout. There's no reason why you should be faking no type of deletion for clout. A lot of people get so desperate. A lot of people end up getting clout and they don't know how to handle it and they fall off. And now they want it again, so now they're going to do whatever they want, whatever they can to get it again. And some people fake deletions for it. People do anything for attention, that's a fact. Attention is the new drug. Attention is the new angel dust, controlled substances. That's what attention is. People lose their lives every day by way of texting and driving. They're on social media while they're driving. They're getting attention from people on social media. And guess what? They lose their life because they run head on into somebody else. Or they take somebody's life because they T-bone them. Or whatever the case may be. Or they get in a wreck and they lose their own life. It's because they're trying to get that attention. They're chasing that attention. That feeling of being wanted, that feeling of being, of making people laugh, of people wanting to follow you, people looking up to you. They want that feeling. They're addicted to it. Oh man, I gotta get on social media so I can make people feel like they want to follow me, man. Even while they're driving. Even while they're driving. They're addicted to the feeling of getting attention. And now they got to pay the price for it. So if that's what this was done for, was attention, and it was really fake, the parents, they need to be put in cuffs. They need to be taken on down to the state penitentiary. Because you don't fake a child's deletion. A child's deletion for anything, let alone clout. If that was the case, man, it's just like, what's her name? That faked the napping. I can't remember her name, but she faked being taken against her will. And showed up unscathed, unscratched at her house. Don't make no sense. People do whatever they can for clout. It's like, come on now, bro. This is how degenerate we become. We become so degenerate. As men in this generation, we become so degenerate that we would get on our knees for another man, in front of another man, on camera, to get some clout, to get a quick check, quick buck. That's crazy, man. Then you got females out here in this generation who are willing to sell themselves on social media for some attention, for some quick buck. We live in a very degenerate society. People crashing out, crashing, burning left and right. Demoralizing themselves, devaluing themselves. They take away from themselves every single day. People who sell themselves on the internet, they take away from themselves every single day. They don't even realize it. They don't even realize it. And now, because of that, you have psychologically traumatized a child who has seen your videos and your pictures on social media that they shouldn't be seeing. Now that child has been conditioned from a young age that it's okay to see people with no clothes on, people getting on their knees, people selling themselves. You've indoctrinated other people's children into thinking this is normal behavior. But it's not. It ain't. They don't care. They don't care about a child's psychological well-being, spiritual well-being, mental well-being. As long as they get money and attention, they don't care. They just like the people who run the world. As long as they get money, they don't care who they step on. They be the same people with that same mentality who be complaining about the people who run the world. But you got the same mentality as those people. It don't make no sense at all whatsoever. It don't. And I sit back and I just laugh because it's like, man, it's so goofy. It's so goofy. So goofy. You can't be like somebody, then turn around and complain about that same person. It don't make no sense. But yeah, man, that's what I think about that situation. If it really did happen, that's sad, that's tragic. However it happened, it's a shame. Even though I never really liked her, I always thought she was very over the top, dramatic. Even though it was all just for clout acting and stuff, I never liked it. But that don't mean that she deserved to leave the earth if she did. This generation, most parents use their child to make money. They don't care about what the child thinks. That's a fact. They pretty much sell their children. They're saying that she offed herself. That's crazy, man. Crazy. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if certain things happened that were set in motion when she was trying to get her clout back. Maybe her dad sold her out to somebody and she was just traumatized by it to the point where she couldn't handle it. I don't know. Parents do awful things, man. In the name of money, attention, all that stuff. People do awful things. There was a parent that I just recently read about. She deleted her 2-year-old in front of the father. People do crazy things. People do stupid things. Most of these parents don't deserve kids. Most of these parents don't even deserve the reproductive organs to have kids. But here we are. It's sad, but that's how it is. But yeah, man. So we're going to move on to the next topic, man. Being proficient is important. Whatever it is that you're trying to do in life, or whatever it is that you're having to do in the moment to get to where the point of it is that you're trying to get to in life, you got to be proficient in it. Say you got a job, you working a job on the side of you building up your quote unquote dream career or dream job, whatever. You might not like the job. It might not be what you want to do. But you got to remain proficient at it so you can keep it. You got to keep that income coming in so you can stack up on the side while you building up your main career. A lot of people, oh man, but I don't like this job, so I'm gonna give the bare minimum. I don't like being in school, so I'm gonna give the bare minimum effort. I don't like this, that, and the third, so I'm gonna give the bare minimum. You gotta remain proficient in what it is that you're doing. You can't work a job, give the least amount of effort, and expect to be paid the same amount as somebody who gives 10 times more effort than you do. You might even get fired because you're being lazy. You're doing the least amount of things. You're moving as slow as possible. You gotta remain proficient. You gotta be quick at it. Because you ain't got that job, guess what? you're going to be in a terrible situation. You ain't got no money coming in. You ain't built your dream career up to the point where you're making money out of it. You need that income. So why not make sure that you have it? It may not be what you want to do, but that don't matter. It being what you want to do or not want to do does not matter in the moment. What matters is that you remain proficient enough to keep your job so you can keep that income coming in so you can continue to build up your dream career. People don't, especially in this generation, they don't understand. I know some people living in the streets right now because of excuses and laziness. That's facts, man. Excuses, laziness, and no accountability. Those things be absent from this generation. You know, just like I was talking to somebody the other day, and he teaches martial arts. And he was telling me, he said, I don't know what it is about this generation, man, but they just, no effort, no power in their techniques, just laziness. And I'm like, yeah, bro, that's, it's a shame because what happens at the house rubs off in public. Most adults want to live off their parents and not do anything with their life. And this generation, anyways, I can't stand having to rely on other people for things. I can't stand having to rely on other people to make sure that I have money, that I've got food, that I've got water, gas in my gas tank, a car, a roof over my head, a bed to sleep in. I can't stand having to rely on other people for that. I gotta be able to have my own stuff. Otherwise, I'm gonna go crazy. I don't get how these people would choose to rather live dependently on their parents after becoming grown adults. I couldn't wait to get out, much less stay in. I didn't want to stay. I wanted to get out. I got out as early as I possibly could. These people want to stay for as long as they can. Crazy, man. People are lazy these days. People are just, they continue to blow my mind. With the things I see, you wouldn't believe it. There's this one place that I know, and I only know because somebody that I know used to go there. Every now and then I'd pick him up and give him a ride when he didn't have his car working or whatever. But it was this place where a whole bunch of people would go hang out or whatever. They'd bring their own game systems, whatever the case may be. This was a place where a whole lot of degenerate adults would get together and hang out, play video games all day long, not do anything else. Some of these degenerate adults were in their 30s and 40s, talking about, yeah, man, I gotta go because my mom's coming to pick me up. You 40 years old and your mom's coming to pick you up. I remember one time when I was younger and I was trying to get this job at this moving company. This one guy, he was there, I think he ended up getting a job. I gotta go. Alright, deuces, have a good night. But, no, he said, okay, this dude is probably in his mid-20s to late 20s. Like, yeah, man, I had my mom come back, drive me back over here so I can pick up my uniform. I had my mom come back over here and drive me over here so I can come in at 3 o'clock. And I'm just like, man, how you get a job at a moving company and you ain't even got no license, no driver's license? Or if you do, how you not got a car? Like, like as a grown adult, bro, you should have all these things figured out. And these people at that place that I was telling y'all about, they some dusty, crusty, musty people. I'll never forget one of them, one of the dudes that I saw there, had no shoes on, no socks on, his feet looked like tree trunks, and they were ashy. And I'm just like, man, get me up out of here. I don't understand how people can live like that, bro. I don't understand it. What is it that appeals to a grown adult to make them say, yeah, man, I'm going to stay with my mom. I'm going to live with my mom till I'm 50 years old. They go months without showering. I can't go one day without showering, bro. I got to shower every day. I mean, you can't make stuff up. They don't be showering. They be eating all the food. They be drinking all the soda and the orange juice and all that stuff. Snacking on all the snacks. They be eating all the dry cereal because they ran out of milk, but they're too lazy to go to the store and get some more. Or they be on social media scrolling endlessly for no reason. Look, you can't make this stuff up, bro. You can't make this stuff up. It's like, why? Why? What has happened to you in your lifetime to make you decide to roll over like a dog, like a puppy dog, and roll over on your back with your belly up? What has made you roll over? There's so many dudes out there who are rolling over or giving up. They're saying, I'm done. I don't want to be a man. If you're a man and you don't want to be a man, what is the point of your life existing at that point? I'm just saying. If you don't want to be a man, what is the point of your life existing at that point in time? Same thing if you're a female and you don't want to be a woman, what is the point of your life existing at this point in time? We were made to do different things. Each of us was made to do the things that the other one can't. And you don't even want to do what you was made to do. See, God said when God created people, He said go to work. When He said go to work, He didn't mean go to work as in go get a job and work and stack money. No, people were, I'm going to get you up on out of here. No. I'm going to get you up and out of here. Anybody talking about that. But, no, man, God said go to work. And what were humans put on the earth to do? To till the ground, take care of it, to plant crops, grow food, harvest food, reproduce, populate the earth. He said go to work. But you don't even want to go to work. That's the crazy part. You don't want to do what you're supposed to do, so why are you existing? You're like a robot that's malfunctioning and doesn't want to do what it wants to do. Doesn't do what it's supposed to do. Instead, you start saying malfunction. You sit around, you on your couch, sinking it all the way down to the floor. When you lay in your bed, you leave whole body prints that looks like a slug when you get up in the morning. You got hot Cheeto sauce all over your pillows from it rubbing off from your face onto your pillow. You're laying in soiled clothes from all the Mountain Dew that you drank before you went to sleep. You ain't doing what you're supposed to do. You letting yourself go. Why? What's the point of letting yourself go? What is the point of you existing if all you're going to do is just say, man, I don't want to exist? So they fall into this quote-unquote state of depression. They start eating, drinking, watching TV, getting on social media, playing video games, all this stuff. You just get quote-unquote depressed. And you let yourself go. You can't get depressed if you are having to constantly work. If you have to work, you can't be depressed. You know why? Because you're working. You can't be depressed and work at the same time. So if you're working, you're not depressed. But if you're depressed, you're not working. People use depression as an excuse all the time. You know, I heard this excuse the other day. Man, why ain't you doing what you're supposed to do? I'm lightheaded. I ain't trying to do nothing, man. I don't feel too good. I'm lightheaded. But you over here messing around on video games, toys, and all that stuff that you're not supposed to mess around with. Sitting around trying to figure out why a weight machine don't work, but you're not over here doing what you're supposed to do. But you lightheaded. How does that make sense? It don't make no sense at all whatsoever. When I hear these excuses, it's just like, dang, bro. What happened? I remember when I was a kid, growing up, if we didn't do what we were supposed to do, we got whooped. Boom. Go do what you're supposed to do. Boom. Go do what you're supposed to do. If you don't, you're going to get in trouble. Boom. Go do what you're supposed to do. If we didn't do what we were supposed to do, we got whooped. We were forced to do what we were supposed to do. And we did what we were supposed to do because we didn't want to get whooped. Nowadays, parents don't want to whoop their kids for making them do what they're supposed to do. And that's why there's so many kids out here that are lazy, have no work ethic, can't hold a job, can't stack no money. They can't do anything. He said Skip streaming today. He said he would stream every other day. No value to his words. Man, that's an understatement. That's an understatement. But yeah, man, we're going to move on to the last topic of the night. I got some other things that I have to take care of before the day is over. So with that being said, your boy Logan Paul. See, we already knew he was a Keisha to begin with. We all already knew he was fake. He was just a snake that was constantly shedding its skin. A snake that was getting bigger and bigger and bigger by the day. Leading up to the biggest snake that he's ever done in his life. Which I guarantee he hasn't done it yet. But he will. But this man was mad because he has a business with the boy, I should say, that is his brother's number one enemy. And he's mad because at his brother's own boxing event, he couldn't bring no Prime bottle. He couldn't wear no clothes that represented Prime or endorsed Prime. This guy was literally, genuinely upset because he could not promote his own brother's op. See, the thing about Logan Paul is that he would much rather be a businessman before he would be a brother. He would much rather be a businessman before he would be a family guy. I guarantee you that if he was married and he had a wife and kids, and somebody told him, "Hey man, Well, we already been talking about that, son. We already been talked about that, son. You late. But I guarantee you, if Logan Paul was offered $2 million and he had a wife and kids, and they told him that you got to transform to the other side, and we'll freely give you this $2 million, just like Chris Tyson did, he would snake his own family in a heartbeat for that money. That's just the type of person he is. He would skip his own flesh and blood, his own offspring, in the name of money. And it's a shame, bro. Them people are the ones who are truly lost. They're the ones who are truly caught up within the matrix. Them are the people who are going to end up, they're going to be like, Lord, Lord. And he's going to say, depart from me, son. I never knew you. He's the type of people that will say, Lord, Lord. And you can't make the stuff up. Can't make the stuff up, man. He said, but I got a business, though. Jake Paul said, and? Who cares? I won't let you promote my ops business, even if you're the second in command or whatever. You're getting with the man that I'm beefing with, and you creating stuff, and you trying to promote his stuff at my own event. Not only that, but you're crying about it. You're trying to guilt trip me into not letting you promote at my own event, when you know what's really going on between me and this other guy. You know we don't see eye to eye. You know we don't like each other. You know we're trying to fight each other. But you're going to go into business with him? That's shameful. That's a clown. That's a snake, bro. He's not solid by any means whatsoever. If he is capable of snaking his own flesh and blood, what makes you think that he ain't gonna snake none of his friends at some point? What makes you think he ain't gonna snake KSI at some point? Even if it is all just to get KSI to, whether they're trying to get enough sales or whatever, and he gonna turn around and stab him in the back or whatever. It's just what he does. He napalms bridges, important bridges that could get him places. But instead of taking those pathways, he destroys them for absolutely no reason. None at all whatsoever. Except for the fact that he's addicted to money. That's all he wants. I never watched much of wrestling as a kid, and I guarantee you I probably ain't going to watch no more of it now that he's in it. Wherever he goes, he just taints everything. Whatever sport he goes into, he taints that sport. Whatever platform, whatever YouTube channel he goes on, he taints that YouTube channel. That's just how it is. He's just that type of guy. He taints everything. Burns all the bridges and doesn't care. And turns around and gets mad when people do the same thing to him. Can't make stuff up. You can't make the stuff up, man. That's who Jake has in his corner, a snake. Mad because, come on, bro. He blocked Circle too, man. That's what I'm saying, bro. Logan gonna be Logan at the end of the day. But I need Jake to stop being surprised when Logan does some snake stuff. If you just quit being surprised and come to the realization that your brother is not your real brother, and you genuinely find somebody who would be more like a brother to you than your own brother would be, just let Logan be in the past. Eventually he'll wither away. We all have to cut off people who are close to us at some point or another. Whether it's family members, whether it's friends, whatever the case may be. I've had to do it before. It don't feel fun, it don't feel good, but that's what needs to happen so that you can elevate and succeed. People, you can't achieve greatness without any type of suffering. Whether you gotta cut people off, whether you gotta endure hard labor to get to where you want to be, whatever the case may be, you have to endure something. There's different types of suffering, and you gotta go through one of them. You're gonna go through one of them. You just know where you're not. And that's just how it is. Abel and Cain, that's a fact, bro. Cain deleted Abel because Cain was jealous. And if Logan ever tried to delete Jake because he was jealous at that point, we'd all know exactly who he is, what he is. I ain't never known nobody who tried to drive a blade in the back of his own brother. But it wouldn't surprise me if he tried to at some point or another. Can't make stuff up. So yeah, with that being said, make sure you share with your friends, your families, your members, your aunties, your grannies, and everybody else that y'all know. I'm finna get up on that again, man. With that being said, I don't know if Mikey's going live later on tonight or not, but if so, it'll probably be at the usual time, and if not, that's too bad. You'll have to catch him next time, and it is what it is. With that being said, I'm getting out of here. Deuces.